You are listening to the Raw Sex Podcast. Love, relationships, dating, intimacy, and more. Now, here's your host, Dominique Marks.
Welcome. Here we go again. Of course, it's me, Dominique, your creator of Raw Sex Podcast. And hey, episode 2 with the young girls. They with me again. Hey, how y'all feeling? How y'all feeling?
Man, you already know I'm feeling good.
Kevin and Jay. If y'all know from the last episode, they back with me one more again. How y'all feel after the first one?
Man, hey, that shit was straight, bro. Hey, man, we felt good the whole time. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Nah, it's smooth. I like the topic.
Yeah.
I like the differences between
the old school versus
The eras. That's a good the eras. Yeah, the eras. That's the word for it. It's definitely a different era.
Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely thank y'all for coming back again. Wasting your time. Hopefully we can get y'all in here a lot more. Hopefully we get our money up. We'll be in here on the regular.
Oh, man, shit, man.
on the way.
For real. But, I actually like to shout out, the Brunch Hour podcast. They definitely support me.
Yeah, for sure.
My guy, he always pushing me through.
Yeah.
And, being more, what you will learn when y'all doing this, that not the people that you think going to support you, don't support you.
Oh, God.
You be like, hey, I know 300 people. I know 300 people gonna watch.
Yeah, facts.
You already got those numbers counted in your head.
Yeah.
You'll look at the numbers and be like, hold on, why only 50 people watch?
Oh, God.
And then you be like, did you watch it? Nah, I ain't watch it. He's like, hold on.
Yeah.
What 50 people watch? It'd be somebody out motherfucking Timbuktu, Indiana that watch the podcast and then pass it on to somebody.
Yeah.
I had a buddy that I ain't talked to in years. We had some of the same mutual friends, and he was like, I didn't even know you was doing a podcast, bro. I said, oh yeah, I'm not surprised. The first time I dropped the episode, I was in my feelings. I'm like, how the fuck I only got 11 downloads?
Yeah.
And me and my other producer that got his podcast, me and him had the same mutual friends on Facebook. We got like 300 friends, 300 mutual friends from high school. So I'm like, we at least could have got 150.
Right. Oh, God.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At least 150, I would have felt good about that number. Then after a while, you be like, oh, they not, what it is, they don't care when you at the bottom. When you get to the top or something, down there.
That's when they want to,
like, oh yeah, I was
supported you.
Yeah.
I love you.
I checked.
I ain't see.
Wasn't my number.
Yeah, I'm looking. We from Maryland. I got 11 down. Because the numbers will show you like, hey, this how many downloads from state to state, from country to country. So I'm looking like, man, I got 11 downloads in Maryland. I know about 400 people.
You feel me?
Yeah,
for
but it's cool. After you get past that first initial shock of them people not supporting you, you will see that the stranger's gonna support you the most.
Oh, God.
They repost your shit, blah blah. In the indie,
nothing but facts.
In the indie pod community, they the ones that they gonna be like, oh yeah, they gonna push you. And let me show out another guy. I don't even know this guy, Plexio. He hopped on my lives on a regular because I haven't dropped the episode. When you dropping the episode, Raw? When you dropping the episode, Raw? I was like, yo, it's coming, it's coming.
The way to show love, man.
But I don't even know who dude is. But every time he see me on a live, he hop on it. Hey yo, it's been a minute. You haven't dropped one.
Yeah.
So Plexio, I'm shooting you a shout out.
Hey, shout out to him.
On my ass about dropping. I told you
shout
it was
out
coming.
to that man, for real.
Here we are. So, and I wanted to have this era of me being, like you said, era. I'm 40, y'all 20s. Yeah. I wanted the different complexities of our age differences of this podcast.
Yeah.
Because I'm not outside.
You feel me?
I can't tell you really nothing about what's outside. I can only talk about when I was outside.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's different. I got to see that being out with y'all.
Yeah.
I bet that was different to see though, huh?
And the only thing that wasn't different was the music. Hey, look.
No, whole time. It's not even just the music. It's just the way how people interact with the music too.
Yeah, y'all ain't lit.
Shit.
I'm sorry, y'all might be lit, but the spot ain't lit. Like, I done whooped all the clubs with my shirt off because I done sweated through from dancing all night. Youngins done sweated their hair out. Yeah. They got their shoes off.
But whole time, old school always had it as like it was a full ass workout with them than it was like nowadays. For real, for real. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a different era. But I just wanted to have y'all perspective on the video and bring y'all energy. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely appreciate y'all. So this episode is a little bit different, but this is what I know. Some people see the name, see raw sex, and they go, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna be talking sex on it." Nah, it's raw conversations, sex, male and female. That's the name of the title.
Yeah, I'm glad you explained that to me.
I love that. I love that.
That's the title. It's the pop out at you just off the rope, but that's not what it is. And and this is a deeper conversation. The topic tonight on this episode is your upbringing. How has it affected your relationship, your dating, how you see dating, maybe how you see women, maybe how you interact with men from, how you was brought up. Yeah. So let's start with.
We definitely dig into that.
Let's start with you, Jay.
What's going on? Where you want me to start with?
Your upbringing. 2-family household.
Man, it was a cold winter day. So I grew up with my mom, and man, I give her all props and praises, man. She's raised me to the best of her ability, and I feel like I'm like showing through my actions in everyday life how she's trained me and how she's like invested in me. How she's trained me and invested in me. But didn't really know my dad when I first was growing up, so until I was about like 11. Yeah. My dad's my friend. My dad's my guy now. When I did meet him, we came together and solid. And he's a very solid dude. Yeah, even kill, like no temper. I don't think he's ever even yelled at me in my life. Yeah. And we've been through some stuff. My mom, on the other hand, as a single mother, she had kids and no help. It's definitely difficult, but she tried her best to not not have those stressors kind of relate to us. Yeah. So what she was more focused on with us growing up is we need to have good grades and a clean house. So with that, I'm pretty solid myself. I've never had no relationships or whatever. I've always washed clothes. I've always cleaned. I'm the one that be cooking most of the time.
Yeah, because we know Kevin can't cook.
Don't let him lie to y'all.
I already know he can't cook. Hey, Jay, when y'all left him in that house for that week that one time, that nigga was in that joint struggling, bruh.
I know.
Hey, I put some shit together, though.
Yeah.
He was struggling.
I still put some shit together.
Man.
Motherfucker was struggling, but whole time, but still put some shit together.
It's all right.
It's okay.
Man, fuck all y'all niggas.
Amir don't want him making his oatmeal.
Man, get the fuck out of here.
I don't want him making his PBJ either.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
So
get the fuck out of here.
So it's great, but man, being a single mom with no money too, like she didn't make anything. And me realizing how much. So when she was at 28, and what she was making at that age, what I was making when I was 28, it's vastly different. Yeah. And I'm like, I feel like it was tough for me at that time, and I'm making decent bread. She was doing that with half of what I made with 2 kids, and I'm like, I don't have any of those things on me. So she never brought men around. She did get married. One guy she brought around, she ended up getting married to, but he was toxic, chaotic, problematic. They got divorced. Police were called multiple times. We moved multiple states. They're off and on. So I feel like mainly what I could say is how I am now to people I'm courting is how I would have wanted my mom to be treated growing up, where I never saw. I didn't really see her I never saw her getting flowers. I never saw her getting catered to, taken out, like respected. So I try my best to do that day in and day out. But also on the flip side of things, like the intricacies, with the negatives of myself, I guess. I realized that I put up with the whole lot because I think that's how my mom was loved. Her family being hard on her, being problematic, that's all she ever had was her family. So she didn't accept the forgiveness. She didn't accept the apologies and forgive. Then she had nobody. Mm-hmm. So I think that's really, I don't need to do that myself, but I find myself doing that a lot. I forgive, I let go. I allow people to come back into my life, or I have, that I really don't have any business when I know what they've done and I know how they've done. Yeah. So it's so much to like that you can unpack.
So did your dad say what happened those first 11 years?
Brother, I was in accident on accidents. Like when I say that motherfucker, they both had the same story. They both told me the story separate times, separate years. They said the same exact thing, man. We dealt with each other one time, and we both said we shouldn't have did that. I ended up being born, but we moved states,
so he couldn't keep up with you.
Yeah, not for real. And they really didn't even want that to be, a thing or true. But then when it came down to it, it's like, all right, well, I'm here and whatever, needed some support. And my mom felt like I did need a father figure in my life. So reached out and he's been there. That's my twin. I'm his spitting image. Okay. But so there's no denying me once he saw me at all whatsoever. But yeah, so it just wasn't around in the early years. Yeah. But definitely was later on.
Okay. All right, Kevin. What about you?
Shit, whole time, like, shit. I ain't grow up with my pops. I ain't grow up with my pops whole time. So I had a stepdad around the time and shit like that, but he was in and out of jail and all that other shit, whatever. And I was bad. I was bad as a kid, and I always was the smart mouth. I always was the one that was like, yo, like, why is this gotta be this? Or why does it gotta be that? Ooh, whatever. That's just who I was. And it was never explained to me. It was never explained to me, so it's just like, I don't get it the whole time. So when my mama like pretty much like guided me on certain things and try to like gear me to the certain way and all that shit. But whole time, like, I was out here doing my own shit, and I was moving how I always wanted to move type shit. So I really can't say like, oh yeah, my mama did this or did that or whatever. Like, nah, I moved the way how I wanted to move, and I seen how shit was moved as well as a little youngin', and I'm like, alright, cool. Like, I don't want this shit going for me. I want this shit going, like, I want to move differently on certain perspective, and that's how I move. So, and I had different type of crowds of like different type of people or peers or whatever on how I wanted to move. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and do this and do that, because it make more sense to me. If it didn't make sense, then I'm not moving that way. You feel me?
So when did your dad pop back up?
My pops pulled back up shit when I had my firstborn whole time.
Oh snap! So that's recent.
Yeah. So mind you, my kid 5 years old. Yeah. So as soon as he popped up, like that was like 2020. I called his ass. I was like, "Hey, I found him." Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I had my little investigation or whatever, like my FBI type shit, to go ahead and see who he is and see how he come about, whatever. We searched the brothers. We got the brothers, and then on top of that, once we learned about the brothers and see how he move, once they learn how he move and type shit, we see how he go about things. So once we learned how he was, I was like, oh, I bet I'm gonna call him, see what he is, type shit. And when I called him, he was like, hey, like, how'd you get my number, type shit. And it stuck with me, but I was like, man, it is what it is, type shit. Like, I found you. This how I go about it, or whatever. And I went on for that pace type shit. So
how's your relationship now?
Oh yeah, we cool. I see the similarities with me and him. I definitely see the similarities with him.
What you see, Jay?
Them motherfuckers. Them motherfuckers like, I tell you, his dad smooth. His dad smooth. Solid dude.
Yeah, he's a solid dude for real. Yeah.
Oh, but you told me you was the side baby, right?
I was. I ain't gonna lie. My pops told me. So peep this. My pops was on that. Hey, look, I'm gonna get a family for you. I'm gonna have a family with you, whatever. But I got a wife. At the end of the day, I'm gonna go ahead and have you kick it with my kid. That's my wife kid, and I'm gonna go ahead and let you do what you know what I mean, do what you do type shit. But I'm the older brother. At the end of the day, I'm the oldest.
He said I was here first.
Yeah, I'm the oldest. So even with that, even the conversations that me and Lil Bro have or whatever, it's cool or whatever. But nigga, I got you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm older bro at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So
What you got, man? I want to hear about your upbringing. How that's translated to you being a happily married man now.
To be honest with you, my friends are shocked that I married. They didn't think that I believed in marriage. I said I never even said. I never didn't not say I didn't believe in marriage. I just didn't see it in my tarot cards for real. You know what I'm saying? And I could say same as you. You know, I was raised by my mom, single mom. She did her thing or whatever. My dad, he was fighting his own battles. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. I used to see him whenever I would go down to my grandparents' house down in North Carolina during the summertime, but he was a truck driver. So he was gone. He'd come in for a day or two, slide out, blah, blah, blah. Right. I remember one time being a kid, he wanted to take me school shopping. So he told my mother he was going to take me school shopping. She was like, all right. So they took me school shop. We went to Walmart.
Oh, okay.
Hey, nigga, I'm walking around Walmart. I'm like, who the fuck you about to buy this shit for?
I thought you was about to hit me with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air story.
Oh, no. I was like, nigga, who the fuck you think about the way it is? He was like, what you talking about? I said, that? Oh, nah. I was like, I won't be putting on those. Your mother got you spoiled. I said, hey, yo. I said, you can buy that if you want. I'm telling you right now, those clothes will be worn outside to play football.
Yeah.
He ain't believe. He was like, your mother got you spoiled. Your mama said, hey, look, all my mother and my uncles buy me is Jordans. That's who my father wasn't there, but my uncles was there. So they would come scoop me, hey, take me shopping, take me to play basketball, blah, blah, blah. I kick it with them, send me back to my mother. That's who was my men figure in my life.
Okay.
So they'd come through, do everything they need to do. Hey, go. Hey, you the man in the house, take care of your mother, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. She do what she had to do, and that's how that went. Yeah. So I think like around high school, my dad got his stuff together. I went and kicked it with him, and I wanted to move down there.
Okay.
But he was in Alabama at the time. He was like, nah, you can't move down here. I was like, why not? The only reason why I wanted to move down there was a basketball coach down there that promised me that he could give me a D1 scholarship. Yeah. So I was like, nah, I'm going to move down here. He was like, nah, you can come down here next school year. And I was like, man, it's too late then. Yeah. So I was pissed off at him over that. I ain't talked to him for years after that. Yeah. But then I didn't know he was back fighting his own battles again. So right after that, he disappeared again. I ain't hear from him again. And then when he tried to pop up, I wasn't hearing it. I was like, I'm in the Navy now, brother. Your time being a dad is over with.
It's over with.
I don't need them stories or whatever tutelage you trying to bring, blah, blah. So it took some years. We ended up talking. My grandmother, rest in peace, she used to always pray, like, I pray y'all get y'all relationship together. You know, your dad was fighting, whatever. You know, you need it. And now we cool. You know what I'm saying? He a better grandfather than he was a dad to me, to the kids or whatever. You know, he done seen all my kids except for my oldest. He done came through, saw them, spoiled them. Yeah. Hey, he hits the line, check on me, we chop it. He a cool ass old dude. He still think he still got game with a but he done dropped a lot of jewels on me being older. Sure. I'm like, oh, all right. Yeah. So that's how that ended. I would say that it's funny because I think really growing up, the relationship with my mother is the relationship that affected my dating. Yeah. My dating, the way I see dating.
What way mainly?
I think my love language from her, I say it's from the relationship me and her have. So like I'm a words of affirmation thing.
Okay.
So and I'm a quality time person. I don't care about the money. I want the quality time and the words of affirmation. And I think that comes from how our relationship is. I felt like, sorry, I don't feel like we didn't have that type of relationship. I feel like you would take the money there to do something, but I didn't need that. You know what I'm saying? So growing up, being outside, that's not something like a girl like, oh, I can spend this on you. I'm like, all right, it is what they ain't moving me none. But can you speak life into me? Can you do this? And can all right, when it's time to go kick it, can we kick it together, have a good time, no drama, about it's peace.
Yeah.
So I think that's what affected my relationships outside of that.
You feel like it's healthy? It was healthy in a healthy way, or you feel like it was a learning curve with making
Learning.
it healthy?
Learning. I saw a lot of toxic relationships that she had.
Right.
You know, the dudes that she dated growing up, they wasn't good dudes. A lot of them wasn't. A lot of them was players. A lot of them, some of them was crackheads. There was some fighting going on.
Yeah.
Hey, I was like, oh, all right. And then even by the time she had my sister and brother, their father, he went through whatever he went through with her, and that's their drama for another day. That's for another conversation. My sister and brother know their relationship more than I got to see it hands on before they broke up. But I also know that, you know, it's a two-way street. You can see it. I saw it from both sides. He gonna see it from his side to tell my sister and brother. My mother gonna see it from her side to see what's. But me, I see it from me being a teenager, seeing both sides.
Yeah, both sides.
So whenever the conversation brought to me, I could be like, "Oh yeah, he wasn't shit on this. Hey, mom wasn't shit on this."
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
So what I did see from them was what I wasn't going to accept in a relationship, and how I wasn't going to maneuver in a relationship.
And that's the thing, like nowadays, like you got those females who think closer to closer to the mother perspective type shit, and they be like, oh yeah, I'm locked in with your mom type shit, cause I had that type of relationship, and it was cool and everything, but whole time it was like, yeah, like I ain't fucking with my mama right now. And whole time, like I see how my mama is, and would I hang out with her outside? You know what I mean? Like on some like would I hang out with her on some I'm outside and I see you type shit. Would I hang out with you? Nah, I wouldn't do that. And the whole time it was just like, yeah, like I'm cool on this type thing or whatever. Like it feel good, you know, as a male perspective because I am her son type shit. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I'm alright.
Yeah. You said being able to be impartial as a teenager because that wasn't really like your situation. You know, I mean, you're more geared to one side because it's your mother, but you know you're not affiliated really with your siblings' dad, father. So, but you've got to be impartial as a teenager, developing your own thoughts and like views and opinions on things.
And then you get older, and also you can. I have a memory like an elephant.
Yeah.
So I remember everything.
go
So
back
now
and
I can go
revisit
back and go through the story. Go through like, oh yeah,
It's tripping.
Oh yeah,
She was tripping. He was tripping. I get that. So, something me and one of my guys the other day were talking about when it comes to growing up, being impartial or not being impartial, but not necessarily dealing with fights or problems or complications. But when you grow up and are looking for somebody to be like, if a woman says, I want you to be a man, but it's like, have you ever had somebody in your life growing up? Like, did you grow up with your dad, or did you grow up with an uncle that you look to as a man? It's like, so what are you looking outside into the world as a man like that you're putting on or personifying onto everybody else or anybody else that comes into your life? It's like, what is a man to you? And the same thing on the other end as a guy, it's like, are you looking for your mother out there, not in that weird type of way, but it's like,
well, that's what they say. You know, girls be
they look for
someone
their
like their dad, and
Yeah.
guys they go to like they mom. And I can say, my baby mother was like my mom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And look, and my little brother said it when he came. My little brother came and stayed with me for like 2-3 months. He said, "Yo, you got a woman just like she act like mom." And I would tell my mother that I said, "Hey, the only difference between you and her is you stay employed, she can't keep a job." I said that's the same thing, and that's probably why I was okay for a long time with the toxicity that was going on there. I'm like, oh, I done grew up with this. Like, hey,
But whole time, like, is that what we look for? Like,
I think subconsciously you do. You might not even know that you do.
It's not overtly.
Yeah, it's just it's you already you. That's what you be thinking love is because that's what you was brought up.
Yeah,
But
And
it doesn't have to necessarily be when they say you're looking for somebody's like your mom or somebody looks like your dad. It really doesn't have to be those characters. It's more so the figure in your life. So it could be like if your aunt was the one to raise you, or your aunt really is the one that meant the most to you. Same thing with an uncle, or same thing with a family friend or something. It's more so like whatever you really geared towards, or what meant something to you. It's like that's what people subconsciously go and look for. It's like it's not overtly, but
you don't know until you know. You be like, hold on,
the fuck type shit. Yeah, cause I've been in situations where it's like, oh yeah, like or relationships where it's like, oh yeah, she act like my mom, like my kid mama. She act just like my mother. Like it's a whole different, you know what I mean? You already know. So it's a whole different aspect with that. But she acts like my mother. And it's like, alright, cool. I don't want to be with that for real, for real. That's not the strive I'm going for. But whole time, like the girl that I'm with right now, yeah, she act like my mama. But whole time, like,
so which one act like your
yeah,
mama?
for real.
You
Like,
so they both act like your mama.
yeah, she act like my mama the
I
whole
think the
time.
difference is he's talking about the negatives and the positives.
Yeah, the negative and the positives whole time.
The negatives is your baby mama. The positives is your
It's how my mama act. So like, I fuck with it and I grind with that, and it motivates me more to be with her because it's like, oh, okay, like I see the strive in you and I see the positivity in you with that, and it's something that I'm familiar with, and it's something that I do love about you with that. So it's like, all right, cool. I can work with that rather than being with the negative, and it's just like, yeah, I can't fuck with that for real, for real.
I can't really say my wife. My wife don't remind me nothing of my mother.
Oh, word.
Yeah, it's night and day.
Yeah,
like
that's good. That's healthy.
Yeah, that's real healthy.
For other people to be able to see it, or if other people see it, and for you to not, because that's another thing I was just about to bring up. Because if you've gotten that from your brother, that your wife reminds him of
not my
your
baby
mom.
mother.
Your baby mama.
Your kid mama. You know how I am with that shit, man.
That's how you are with that.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, you haven't went through what I went through. So
I understand.
If you went through what I went through, you would say baby mother.
Yeah.
Anytime anybody hears that, I don't know. Like I'll take that as a negative. Like it's just I don't know. I don't like the way that sounds.
Yeah, it's supposed to be negative.
I'm talking about that.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about when it comes to the your spouse or your partner reminds you of the mother. Yeah, but I don't know. It's just like I don't like the way that sounds. The way that like it don't feel good. So it's like being able to. You said you heard that, but you didn't feel it. You didn't see it. I think it just would have been negative.
Oh no, I saw it.
In that, so you're saying your wife now doesn't?
Oh yeah, my wife.
Okay,
now,
all right, bet.
I saw it. I saw it. I saw it early. Yeah, I saw it early, but it was too late.
Yeah,
it was too late. She was already pregnant. I was like, damn. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But that's how that was. I can't really say anything past that. But then, you get to a point where you gotta take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So I went into that and was like, you know what? It's time for me to take care of myself. I need to be better for my kids. I got to be a better me. So that's why I stepped away from that situation. So that's how that rocked out. But other than that, and then it took me years to really realize how I say, oh, you know what? It's probably the relationship with my mother that had me okay with what I was dealing with over there. Like if this relationship was better, I probably would have never even dealt with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So And then that's when I also went to like, Dad, but then also my love language is it goes back to I said,
So does that also like bring into the toxicity of what your mother brings, and then you look into that shit and you see how your mom brings or whatever, and then you go ahead and find that in the spouse?
could be. Yeah, it could be.
That shit crazy.
The fire was probably the part
Yeah.
that was like, oh yeah, I can see that. Oh yeah, and then later on, you're like, oh nah, y'all the same people. Like even them,
Yeah.
even when they get together, when they used to
Yeah.
get together, they would end up fighting.
Oh, word.
Yeah,
Yeah, two people just alike.
yeah, they would end up fighting.
Nah, that's bad.
It'd be
Crazy.
nothing. The next thing you know, they end up fighting. I'm like, yo,
something.
and then most of the fights, I'm like, yo, it was my mom. It wasn't even her.
Yeah,
I'm like, yo,
facts,
I'm like,
yeah.
I was like, hey, yo, like let's
You
get
can't
up
be
out
on that. Yeah. Yeah.
I think I with that
Spades.
growing up, spades.
Ooh.
It's a story. for
Yeah,
another time.
it is.
But nah, on that, it was pretty recently. Pretty recent. I realized like with my last relationship, as we're talking about things when it comes to like my upbringing, my mom and everything, and therapy, counseling, all that stuff. Which I'm an advocate for now. I think everybody should go get checked and
Therapy,
have somebody to talk to. Get your stuff out there, because I think as men, a lot more times than not, we're more closed off. And we don't feel like we can really be vulnerable or completely genuine and sincere, because we feel weak and less than, or especially if somebody throws it back at you, then we close the fuck
That's
up.
the one right there.
Yeah, we close up. And
That's the one right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, having conversations recently with my last ex, and we're talking about my mom and stuff, and I realized like, damn, like yeah, some of this stuff that was going on within our relationship is stuff that I saw back when I was a kid. I was like, but I never put two and two together until we were able to just sit down and like talk peacefully, like calmly. And I'm like, man, these things definitely correlate. They tie into each other. And it's like now it's thinking about how to move forward without having something that I've been so accustomed to continue to dictate how I am. So it's tough, but that's where counseling, therapy, and stuff comes into. That's where reading the Bible and doing your due diligence,
doing the work.
Doing what you need to find that calm and peace type shit. Yeah, definitely.
You got to work on yourself. You got to be the best person for. You can be a person for somebody else.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
The difficult part is figuring that out, though.
Yeah.
So like figuring out those chaotic memories and things that you've been through that now are showing this ugly head at this point in time in your life when you're 30 and 40 and older, and it's like, damn, like I never realized, like, how long did it take you to unpackage that?
Yeah. And a lot of times it take a long time for us to unpack it, because it's just getting to a point where that therapy is
okay.
Okay, and not frowned upon on us to go see, especially as black men. It's just getting to the point where it's getting okay to where I go see a therapist. It's like, are you crazy?
I tell you, I wasn't with it, but what I did was I went and I found a black male therapist for myself.
Yeah, that
was the only way that I felt like I'd have been comfortable. Now, even if it didn't work out, I'd have been able to find somebody else.
Yeah,
but that was me getting my feet wet, and it was like that made me. That's somebody that come from place I come from.
Yeah,
like we can talk to we had some of this, like we shared banter. We were both from up north and everything, so we definitely like, locked in. It made me feel a lot more.
Same thing, like same thing with his story. Like with me and my kid mama, like we found somebody that was actually same color skin, same type of trauma, all type of shit, and it was like, yo, like, oh, you read off of me type shit. Like you actually understand where I'm coming from, and speaking to you, it feel good for real. And it's like, yo, like I'm able to express this out, and I'm able to say what's going on, and you understand and everything like that. So like it's real healthy for everybody to go ahead and get therapy and go ahead and see what's going on, and see like, hey, look, like everybody go through the same type of trauma.
I think the first time I flirted with therapy was the military. They sent me through anger management. Because that's a snap off.
I'm about to say, what did you do? What was the instance that had you?
I went off in a disciplinary review board.
You went off in the board, so you were already in trouble.
Yeah, I went off. But it was some racist shit that was popping off that made me go off. I wouldn't even went off, but I went off, and then they ended up. I went all the way through it, and they sent me to a group anger management thing. So they was talking you how to get through your anger. And I was like, damn. I'm like, what do you do when you get angry? Hey, I smack somebody. What the fuck we talking about?
In fact,
They talking. And I was like, oh yeah, but you can't do that. Well, so went through the whole deal.
Yeah.
It was probably like a good month in anger management. That was probably like my first stint of dealing with someone that was outside of, myself. I was like, all right. Then later on, I went to therapy because I was like, man, what the hell be? I'd be ready to knock somebody out or some shit. I get angry, and I gotta figure it out. So I went and sat down. One of my exes was like, "You probably need to go talk to a therapist." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right." I was like, "Whatever, shorty." I'm like hearing that shit. She was like, "For real?" She was like, "Cause she was like, when you get mad, I can't say nothing to you."
Yeah.
She's like, "You close off." She's like, "I be talking to you, and you don't hear nothing."
Yeah.
And then that's when I realized it was the upbringing of where I could just zone my mother out. She could just be talking, and I don't hear nothing.
Nothing at all.
And my little brother got the same thing.
Yeah.
My little brother told me, I said, oh yeah. I said, yeah, I got that. He said, yeah. He was like, my girl was saying so. I said, oh yeah. I said, that comes from mom. Yeah. He was like, what? And this is after therapy. I'm like, that comes from mom. We can zone it out because of mom. He was like, I said, yeah. I said, the therapist told me. He was like, yeah, because you just go to somewhere else.
Yeah, that shit crazy to even hear that. Like, even coming from you, like, I zone out a lot of times, and I be like, oh, like, I bet. I know what you about to give me. You about to give me a whole lecture or whatever. Like the ma who I call ma, like that's my that's my mama. You feel me? So she give out lectures. Sometimes like I listen to them, and sometimes I don't. But sometimes like most of the time that she does like say whatever she needs to say, I listen to and I catch on to little things or whatever. Like I catch myself like I'll be like, all right. I need to listen to this. And I need to be able to follow out the draws or whatever, woo up the bam. And also like I look for that in another spouse that I'm with. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like if as long as you hear me out and as long as you know what I mean, like hear what I'm feeling within that moment, then I'm cool type shit. You know what I mean?
And that's good. It's good y'all figuring that out at y'all in y'all 20s because I didn't really start thinking about that until about y'all damn near 30 now. Y'all right there. Y'all knocking on the door, but it was probably. I think I was probably 2015. So that gives me about 32. 32 when I started thinking about like that. Yeah. So
it was 23 when I first like started realizing some of the I want to say coping mechanism because it wasn't really coping. It was like I lash out. I figured out what it was that I was so upset about, but then I was able to go ahead and relate that towards like I had to sit down and think so hard on why I was so mad because I still got a couple watches at the crib where my watches would just snap because I had to slam my fist down on the table. And it would just break off my wrist. Bezels and everything just broken. I'm like, why am I so mad? Why am I always so mad? And I realized one thing. I always known that my pet peeve, one of my biggest pet peeves in relationships is being cut off in the middle of talking. If we're talking about something serious. If we're not talking about anything serious, I don't really care. I can let it go. Or I could at that point in time. I could let it go. But if we're talking about something serious, we're arguing, I typically let you speak your side first, and then I won't cut you off, nothing. And then I'm going. But 9 times out of 10, I always get cut off in the middle. I say something, and they're responding to that part, and it's not even the point that I'm making. And that would like throw me over the edge, especially because I already knew that was something that like was my button being pressed. So I would communicate that early on to them, like this is my biggest pet peeve. Don't do this. And in the midst of it, I'll communicate too while we arguing. Hey, I don't like being cut off, or you're cutting me off right now. I'll let you go. Can I go? Like. Or finish what you need to say so I can go and be cut off. Yeah. Realized, man, after that relationship ended, sat down, was thinking about it. I'm like, I can't keep crashing out like this. Being so mad. And I hate being able to allow somebody to dictate my feelings and my emotions. Mm-hmm. Thinking about it, I realized that I never really got hurt when I was growing up. Anytime I was in trouble or I had feelings towards something, I wasn't being listened to. It was always just however they felt. And I could never get my piece out, speak my piece. So now as an adult, it's like I'm gonna get my piece out, but I was doing it in a negative way. So when I was able to realize that, I was able to let shit go. So now it doesn't even matter to me. People will say I'm nonchalant in some ways because shit just doesn't matter. If you don't want to hear me, why am I speaking? I shouldn't let that affect me. I shouldn't let that dictate my actions.
I get that. I get that so much. Like, and I rule by that shit like a lot. Like, I'll be like, man, my feelings don't matter. My shit don't matter. Like, all that shit. Like, whatever. Like, whatever I speak on, it don't matter. But a whole time, like, it's the mama perspective. You know what I mean? So like, you get that from moms, cause whole time, like I ain't raised up on the dad. I ain't get raised up on the dad. I ain't really know like, oh, a dad perspective and like, oh yeah, your feelings matter and all this shit like that. Nah, fuck that. Mom is, I'm gonna get my feelings out, and whatever you say, it don't correspond to what I feel.
Yeah.
Because women work off of emotions. And as a boy who's being raised by a mom, she's based off of fucking emotions. And it's like, yo, like as a boy, you gotta correspond with the two. Like, you gotta figure out like, oh shit, like I gotta change of how I think, or you know what I mean, because that's how my mom feels. And that's how most women feels. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard, but whole time like it really fucks a young man up at growing up as a man, like a young boy trying to grow up as a man, trying to be like, hey, look, like this you can go ahead and have feelings, you can go ahead and deal with this, you can go ahead and, you know what I mean, deal with your feelings, and this is how to feel about it. But then again, it's like also you're a boy trying to grow up as a man, and you're not supposed to feel those type of feelings. Like, you're not supposed to reach those type of limits or some shit like that. You feel me?
You think it's affecting your relationship with?
Yeah, like with relationship, it kind of corresponds in that. But also, like, I let it be known in my
That you
relationship.
don't give off emotion.
Huh?
That you don't give off emotion.
I don't. I
Until,
do.
Until you get into that Henny bottle.
Yeah, when I get into that Hennessy, yeah. When I get into that Hennessy,
When you
yeah,
get that
for
Hennessy
sure.
bottle.
But whole time, yeah. When I get into that Hennessy, yeah, I damn sure like let my feelings out. I let it out because I gotta get it out. But as a man, as a male, you can't always let it out, especially with your spouse, or you're in your relationship and everything like that. So it's like, it's kind of hard sometimes. Even if you do let it out, oh, this nigga being aggressive, or he's doing this and he's doing that, like da da da. You know what I mean? Like, it's pinpoints, or certain subjects or adjectives that you are as a male, and it's like, I'm just expressing myself, and we don't get taught how we express that ourselves.
It's communicating effectively.
It's hard. It's hard.
Communicate effectively.
It's
hard. It's a way to
hard.
have a conversation, but if you're doing it,
Yeah.
You're saying it's hard, but like, all right, it comes to a certain point. But at our ages, man, it's nobody else's fault at this point.
it gets to a point where you can't blame.
You can't blame the past.
But those are the people who goes into therapy and like actually talk with somebody.
But those people that
or
do
find
that,
somebody who.
Those people that do that are what? They're doing something for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They're initiating it. So if you're not doing that, if the next person isn't doing it, that's still on them to not do it. It's not that it's hard; it's that you're not willing to do the hard work. So you got to figure out how to communicate. Because one relationship is not going to be like how the next relationship is. The way that you're able to talk to somebody one way is not the way that you be able to express yourself in this way. So like, this one might need more soothing and calming words. This one might need to see that you actually feel. Yeah. So it's like, it really just depends. It's catering towards.
But how do you feel? How do you feel? Not to cut you off. I'm sorry. How do you feel when you don't have the uncles and you don't have the pops around or anything like that? The male figure.
It's not
around.
I mean, at
You
30,
just gotta figure it out at your
30,
own.
yes.
Yeah, at 30,
yes.
you gotta figure it out on your own. But what steps do you gotta take in order for you to get to that level?
All right, first is acknowledging that there's a problem.
When do you actually acknowledge it? Like, when do you actually be like, oh yeah, like this is something you didn't hit a strong topic. When do you actually feel like, oh yeah, this is my problem? Because a lot of people with AAA meetings, like when they got their alcohol, you know what I mean? They got those problems. When do you actually understand like this is
When they
my
crashed
problem?
and got arrested.
Man, so
Like, that's a
some
problem.
so
That's when
something
they realize
traumatic
that-
gotta happen in order for
It doesn't even have to be traumatic, but yes, typically, like if you, all right, so it doesn't have to be trauma. It can be you don't want to lose somebody, and you see that what you're doing is continuously pushing them away, and they're telling you that you need that, like they don't like how you talk to them. That's
cooking.
something. That's not trauma.
he cooking.
That's not trauma, but that's
That
the
what he do.
catalyst.
That what he
You
do.
need catalyst, and whatever catalyst is for you, I can't tell you what yours is. I can't tell you what your problem is or what's going to be your problem for you. But the first step is acknowledging that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Next is figuring out ways to solve it. So sit down with yourself. Sit down with God. Sit
Yeah.
down with a book. Sit down with a Bible. Sit down with the internet.
Yeah.
Type some stuff up. Ask some questions that you asking yourself. Maybe get some responses. Then next, go seek help. If it's not helping you right then, if you don't feel the difference, then go seek somebody else to be able to pour into.
I'm still stuck on the first part whole time because like a lot of people don't acknowledge. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people don't say like our biggest pet peeve. Our biggest pet peeve is somebody interrupting. They interrupt our conversation.
Like
We
you just
sit
did
on-
him?
Yeah, I did, but I acknowledged it though. I acknowledged it. I said, "Hey, bro, my bad." You feel me? So I acknowledge it, but at the same time, like some people don't have that same effect. Some people be like, they go on to with they shit, and then it's irrelevant or not even irrelevant or just something that's like maybe just voicing out or venting of how they feel. And it's like, all right, cool. Like, I'm the type of nigga to be like, all right, I'll listen to you type shit. You don't know my pet peeve for real. I don't like people interrupting. But at the same time, it's like, yo, all right, cool. Like, you know, you doing your shit. Like, whatever. But some people don't have that acknowledgement. And that's the hard part.
What's the problem though? I don't get what the problem is right now. We
It's-
talking about acknowledgement, right? Because this is ourself, right?
Yeah.
He's going through his story. You're going through your story. I'm going
Yeah.
through mine, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about upbringings and how that translates to our relationships, previous, past, now, or maybe in the future too. But you talking about yourself. What are you upset about somebody else not acknowledging something for? That doesn't have anything to do with you.
I'm not just speaking on
But you
myself.
said people don't have the ability to. I think most should be able to, but it's just different catalysts. It's different things that will cause somebody to acknowledge.
Yeah.
So if they haven't hit that rock bottom for whatever that issue is, then they won't acknowledge. They don't have the ability to. Some people, they can acknowledge in the forefront before it ever even becomes a problem. Somebody can speak something. They look at that and they're like, oh, you know what? I think this person is right. You know, I'm going to chill. Or I'm going to figure this out myself. So it's like, it's different for everybody.
Yeah, it is different for everybody, and I'm not going against what you're saying. You're absolutely right. I'm not going against what you're saying. How I'm putting it is basically on, like, yeah, like people have that acknowledgement. Like, yeah, you got somebody like you, like, hey, nigga, you gotta step your game up. You gotta do this, whatever. But whole time, like, some people don't have that ability to be able to acknowledge of how they are. They don't understand who they are as a person.
Right.
To be able to move forward.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm standing on.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, I feel you. At least we get some understanding in here.
Yeah.
But let's get to Baby Mama Chronicles, which is kind of the same thing. It's really not a story on this one. It's kind of acknowledging of me staying there longer. It goes on top of this. I stayed there longer because of me not having my father in my life. So a lot of the toxic that I accepted in it, I stayed there because I wanted to be a father So like, I wanted my kids, this daddy. So I probably stayed in that relationship probably 4, 5, 6 years longer than I should have.
Yeah.
But I stayed there because, hey, we got my son and we got my daughter. Boop, let me stay here and let me bask in it. What I deal with it, I handle it. Whatever it is, I get through it. I'm tough enough to get through it. I've been through worse.
Yeah.
So I stayed in there, and I should have been gone.
Yeah.
Then it took really, like the last conversation I had with my grandmother. Grandmother was heading into church. Me and her had a conversation. She was like, "Baby, you don't need to stay there." And I was like, "Huh, Nana?" Like, you don't think I should get married? And she went and church, but I was like, "Oh, she say it's a go. We turn it two." Grandma say it's two. We can turn it two. I'm turning two. And when she passed, and then my baby mother acted up when I went to the funeral, and then I was done. I came out like, yo, I can't do this. Like where I met in my life, we not in the same place.
Yeah.
And that's when I slid off.
Yeah. Shit. My kid mama, she did something petty with me, and I was tired of it. And it's the negativity. Like, I'm cool with petty as long as it's like funny, entertaining type shit, whatever. But I'm not cool with no negativity towards our relationship. You know what I mean? Like, without you actually talking to me first. Yeah. You feel me? So if you're not talking to me, then it's like, all right, whatever. Like, you just being petty and you bringing it into a whole negative point, and I'm not going for that. I'd rather you talk to me about it. So it's like, all right, like, fuck all that shit. Like, I'm not going.
I got no drama.
Yeah, we know you don't got no kids, Jay. You kid free right now.
Yeah, so no, none. Batting 1,000.
Pull out game weak.
Strong.
Hey, that shit strong. Is it weak or is it strong? Like, but whole time, like, I'm cool. I'm cool with my kid mama now, and I'm glad that we got a good relationship now than how we was before. Like, it was issues and it was miscommunication and things like that. Now I feel like also before we even got to this point, I felt like we was real cool as friends. And for me to even like push on to a relationship, like I felt like I pushed on to the relationship than she did. And
so you wanted the title.
I was. I ain't gonna hold you. I was. I feel like
to the last episode,
Jay.
He wanted the title, Jay. What I say, Jay? I say it be the men that be want the title, Jay. What I say, Jay?
Look, whole time, and I was living my best life. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna. But the last shorty, she wasn't doing her shit like how my kid mama was doing, and I appreciated that, and I strive for it. So it's like, all right, cool. Like, I see how you is, and you're real, like, motherly figure type shit. I can have a kid with you. And that's what my process was. But whole time, the type of person she was, and the type of person she is, like, nah, fuck out of here. Like,
and that's why we here today.
Yeah, you feel me? So.
All right, well. Thank y'all brothers again. Stepping for the second episode. This is probably episode 190. Somewhere 187, 180. We somewhere up there audio wise. These are the first 2 video episodes of Raw Sex. So, definitely thank y'all for coming through, sitting down. The young guns, Kevin and Jay. We definitely gonna get y'all back. Hey, thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for supporting. Thank y'all for still sticking around for the episodes. I know I haven't been dropping them the way I should have, the way I was. But, hey, hopefully we be back more frequently. Make sure y'all check out Military Tales. It's going to be on YouTube. Hey, it's probably going to be Raw Media or Under Raw Sex Podcast. I haven't set the page up yet, but I told y'all it's coming through. And we appreciate y'all. Yeah. Magnify the blessings over the disappointments. And we out.
We out.
You are listening to the Raw Sex Podcast. Love, relationships, dating, intimacy, and more